Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Doinita and this is Edyta.
Hello.
And today we have the beautiful Georgina Quinn back on our channel. We received many comments and a lot of people, a lot of our audience wanted to hear more about the magic and the gifts that you offer to the people, right? To women, to so so thank you for
Being
being
here.
back. So being here with us today.
My
And
pleasure.
let's have fun exploring the deeper layers of weight loss and everything else that comes. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, since we've talked, you know, has anything, would you like to actually begin and share anything, for example, from what you are right now and your work and what you have noticed the last few months? Because it's been a few months probably since we talked.
I think
So
about
have you,
a month and a
a
half, I
month
think.
and a half, yeah. Have you noticed anything shifting in the,
Or something shifted for you.
perhaps for
Yeah.
you or for your clients or in the energies of the collective in relation to body, weight loss, emotional, this whole dynamic
Connection.
connection? Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a big shift happening due to a lot of people want to once and for all sustainably lose the weight and not do what we used to do back in the history of mankind is like take this drug, take this quick fix, whatever it is. The quick fix could be a drug, could be working out to exhaustion, could be eating just one one type of food, or like restricting yourself into a quick fix mentality. And I think we're not 100% to the point that we could that's shifted 100% to the other side. However, I think there's a new movement now because I'm doing a lot of research on these new drugs that are providing this quick fix for people. And a lot of people have ended up in the hospital and sick. And I hear a lot of really horrible feedback from people, from clients, people that I know, and Facebook groups where people are getting really sick. And I feel that is shifting. Unfortunately, with humanity, like everything else, we have to go through the bad sometimes to come out the other end, to learn that we can we can heal ourselves even with weight loss. There's a lot of healing with weight loss. There's a lot of emotional healing. There's a lot of mindset healing with weight loss. It's not just strategies. It's not just take this and figure it out and beat your body to submission in whatever way. It's really about looking in and changing the cause of the issues that we as humans carry. If you have weight to lose, and I think I said this last time with you guys, that means that energetically and emotionally, you're holding on to that whatever trauma and whatever you need to work on, right? It's like the crazy thing about weight loss is that everybody sees it. You're not the only one that sees it. You're not the only one that feels it, right? If you're overweight, everybody could see your results. Financially, you could fake it. And other ways, we could fake it too. But in this instance, we can't. It's physically there, right? Where we gain a lot of weight, people could see that. And that is, to me, just universally, or the universe, or whatever it is, life, just giving you, here's your homework. Here's what we got to work on. And it's never from the outside in, just like anything else. It's never from the outside in, it's always from the inside out, right? We need to change our behavior. We need to change the way we see ourselves. We need to do it from a place of no judgment. We need to do it from a place of curiosity of what happened, what is holding us back, what hasn't worked to this point. And if something hasn't worked, we have this beautiful mind and this beautiful result that if something doesn't work, the results are there for you to reverse engineer. But you can't do the same thing that we've done before and create new results. It just doesn't happen, right? So we have to switch it. And in order to create new results, again, you got to start from the inside out. You can't do it from the outside in. And I think that there's still this marketing and this advertising of putting women and also men and children through all these drugs and all these quick fixes that really give you a quick fix result. And a lot of these are very dangerous for the mind, for the soul, right? For our psyche and physically, they're really dangerous. And I know this very well because I used to be that person. I used to take fen-phen. I used to give me the quick fix. I want it quick because I was 55 pounds overweight. That's no small feat, right? So, but I needed to go inside. I needed to learn my behaviors. I needed to learn my causes. I needed to find a strategy, but a strategy that not only works scientifically, but also the mindset, the emotional, the becoming the next version of yourself that needed to happen for me. And that's what I teach. Now, this might not be the quick fix that it's not that sexy, maybe, to somebody that's watching. And that's okay. I'm not for everybody. If you're that person that wants the quick fix and is still in the hamster wheel, I get it. I was there, no judgment. It just doesn't work. So whatever we think it's the quick fix, it's actually the long way of doing things, because the quick fixes don't last, because you're not changing the cause. You're not changing everything, right? You're not changing yourself from the inside out. So that doesn't work. So you're going to be doing 20 quick fixes, where on this side, we're just doing one steady, consistent work that not only is going to shed the pounds, ended up being faster without beat up, loving yourself, but you'll come out the other end literally a changed human being from the inside out. You'll come out to like your 2.0 version. That's what I call like this is my 2.0 version when it comes to weight loss. Nobody could take that away from me now. With a diet, when a diet's taken away, you're lost again. With this, you're never lost again. You know exactly how to gain weight, and you know exactly how to lose weight. You know exactly how your body works, and you understand your thinking around it and your emotional triggers around it. And once we solve for that, that's it. That's it. It doesn't come back, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. It's really a holistic wellness from the inside out, like I said. And I'm looking at all these Facebook groups and all these marketing stuff, and it's like, it saddens me that people still go for that bait, and it's part definitely because it's a quick dopamine hit that we get when we start something and we like the quick fix. There's a good dopamine hit that comes with the long-term gratification of doing something and loving yourself through the process. And it's like well-meaning pleasures that happen in life and being human. That is a healthy dopamine response in the brain. But then the quick fixes give us a big high to the brain of almost a double dopamine hit to the brain. When this happens, this is where society's at. They just want quick fixes for everything. They want to be rich right away. They want to be thin right away. They want to be beautiful right away. Right? We all want these things fast. And that's the human brain. That's the ego. And when we're there, for some of us, and I'm sorry, this is a very long answer to your question, but I feel that as humanity, we're going to find out that is where we want to live. We want to live in the long-term gratification of being human and exploring things and really understanding things at a cause, so that once we get over it, we are changed in so many different ways. Weight loss has taught me so much because of the person I had to become, that now I take that to all areas of my life, right? So I know that I'm not going to be connected to source or universe as a quick fix. I know that takes me tuning in and aligning, right? That's a beautiful long-term gratification. I know that my relationships take time to flourish, and I also need boundaries around things that before I said yes to right away. And now I'm just like, does that really serve me? Do I really want to do that? Am I people pleasing? All this came from weight loss. All this came from how I changed my brain. I used to people please people with food. Eat more. You know, you're an immigrant. You didn't have these foods before. You didn't have these overages before. There's people dying in Africa or whatever. And it's like all that old belief system was was what I needed to shed. And that now also translated into my business. The way I show up for my business is again the long-term gratification, not the quick fix. The you know, it's hard work having a business, and it brings up all your insecurities, just like weight loss did. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is beautiful, but I'm like itching to ask you something.
Oh, go go.
But it's almost like I'm hearing you, and it's amazing and gorgeous. And what's coming there is what's coming there? The quick fix, and that's like the hamster wheel you talk about.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing it is, would you agree that the quick fix is literally disconnecting yourself, disconnecting from yourself, from the source that is within you, from your essence, more and more and more. So the more you, the deeper you go into that quick fixes, then you further you go, you separate yourself from yourself.
Yeah.
So you become a foreigner within your own body. You become a stranger without feelings, without deeper inner feelings, without really connecting to yourself. So what you like, that's what I'm picking up, what I'm getting. So when you trust your inner, when you go, what you teach and you're like a living example of how you chose yourself, how you said yes to yourself instead of projecting that energy outwards, giving your power away to the outer world,
To the quick fix.
to the quick fix, which is like pulled you. So that's the system we live in, because really it's not convenient for many for us to be in our power. It's not it's not convenient.
Yes.
Because we are very powerful when we are really in our power, and then connecting and stuff. So of course that's only natural that everything will shift because you feel what is in your highest.
But this is what it is about our channel. We are reminding ourselves and all other people who choose to listen to us that quick fix, and doesn't matter what is it, never works. Only the slow is the inner work.
But I wouldn't
That-
even call it slow. It's more like authentic.
Yes, but
Yeah.
like we
Takes
were talking
time.
about quick fix. This is not take a pills and wake up next day and feeling better and looking better. This is working within, and that's the long term, the outcome that is always, like Georgina said, this is always going to stay with you. This
Yeah.
is never going to change because you've been there. You remember how you used to feel about yourself and everything else, and that change you went through is always going to stay with you. You're never going to go back because this is real you right now. That before that was just like a product of society. And yeah, living very quick and high speed life. And this is what we are doing here, just to remind all of us, take the time for yourself and learn or discover even who you are in this lifetime.
Yeah. And who you want to become. We have the agency to evolve, right? I think that's why we're here on earth, is to evolve and to experience things. And if we're just going to stay the same and take life as the old belief system and the old ways, then we're not really evolving, And I think, again, physically, because people notice weight physically more than I think the people don't really realize how bad they feel and their emotional system. They just see themselves in the mirror and they want to cringe. And I was that person. But I think that physically it is showing up because you need to do the inner work, not for you to beat yourself up and hate yourself through the process. And I beg to differ to anybody that tells me a quick fix is a long term, because a quick fix, it's short lived, and then you're on to the next. And there's a lot of beat up and a lot of um, unworthiness that happens because, again, like you said, you don't have the power. You're powerless because you're always dependent on an outside source, whether it's a drug or a diet, to get you there. So then there's your power. You feel like a victim all the time. What I'm giving people is their power back in every way, mentally, spiritually, health, emotionally. Once you have that, then what happens in the brain is once you have that, then that quick dopamine response that you were trying to get, you get a healthy dopamine response, and your brain is like, if we did that, if we lost 100 pounds, 60 pounds, 10 pounds, it doesn't matter. The pounds don't matter. It's the same work. What else can I do? If I shedded almost a human being, some people shed 100 something pounds, right? It's almost a human being. What else? Imagine what happens in your brain. You're like, what else can I do? And that's when life becomes exciting, when you grab the bull by the horns with the right information and you stop being a victim to what advertising and other people, old belief systems, and you create the life, the body that you want. And that's what we're here.
It's more like going to the roots of the issue.
Yeah.
So if we go to the roots and we find out what is really about, why I'm dealing or struggling with something that that we are about to fix, maybe me fix. It's just we are going to be in alignment with ourselves, and that is never going to change. And actually, like you said, we are going to just add and add more things. Like you said, what else I can do for myself? So this is more like a giving ourselves the inner power, the strength to just discover, wow, this is more to discover actually, and could be just so delicious, happy, and and wonderful experience.
But you know what? Also, want to add is that it's all in steps. So once something clicks in, you take responsibility for your life and you just say yes, and then something clicks in and you align yourself more and more with who you are. That is permanent.
Mm-hmm.
That stays, because it's like you immediately shifted your reality, because this is quantum and energy and everything. So it's like when you really kind of take in that breath of your essence in into every cell, that's permanent.
It is.
That changes everything from within. Like you're blossoming, you're bringing light in, you're bringing life in, you're bringing hope, wisdom, joy, happiness. And with that, it's like you're powerful and
And
life is amazing. And so just like trusting the drops.
and we grow up, all of us, in the same kind of belief system. You need to eat, doesn't matter, because we grew up, in a poor country. So but here, wherever Western, countries, the food is available 24/7. So if you lose the consciousness of stop eating at some point, it's so easy to gain weight. So yeah, that mentality is like my parents still have this mentality. It's like you need to eat. It doesn't matter you're hungry or not.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was young, very young. Up to the age of 5, I was very sickish. And also when I was before 5, I also didn't want to eat much. I was picky. I didn't like meat, and my body knew I was throwing up meat. So, but I didn't want to eat much.
And also we ate
And
whatever was available, so not
yeah,
like you
but
we
my
could
mom,
be fussy about that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I was spitting out, but
Mm-hmm.
my mom was like, okay, so you know the old mentality, and I love her to bits. But that's what she knew best. So she thought,
Mm-hmm.
okay, she's sick, her immune, she needs to eat meat, she needs to eat potatoes, she needs to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like literally sitting on top of me to finish the food on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
And also
and I'm sure there's many of us like that.
what came to
Yeah.
me right now is like showing the love, uh like we have a saying in Poland, like through your stomach I can show you my love. So it's for like, you know, more I'm going to cook for you and prepare the delicious, you know, meals that I'm going to show you how much I love you. So this is how I grew up. It's like, and my mom was always, and I love my mom, but this is just the old belief systems. Like, you need to eat if you love me, because I put so much love into the food. What I,
Blackmail.
yes,
Yeah.
and I grew up like this. So and like you said, Georgina, things are shifting for all of us. The new consciousness is like actually less is better, less is
Mhm.
healthy.
And slowing down. Like I just remembered memories from my good old young days, right? Going to visit someone, for example, would go to visit someone, and they had the table. So if you had to eat something, even though
Mm-hmm.
you're, for example, you're stuffed, you don't want to eat anything, nothing is there appetizing. It's like you don't want, but you had to force something down your
Mm-hmm.
throat. Otherwise, it's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
how,
I
do
grew up
you
the
have
same
any
way.
shares from your upbringing?
Many. So one of the things scientifically, by the way, and animals know this, whenever you are sick or not feeling well, you want to go into autophagy, which is your body regenerating itself by itself, and that's done without food. So our bodies are very wise, and it's the perfect dilemma of like understanding your body and going exactly with what you feel. Like, I don't feel like eating because I don't feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and the body repairing itself. And here comes the old belief system from lack, because that's really what it is, right? It's lack.
Yeah.
And telling you to eat, against your will for some reason. The animals know this, right? My dogs, if they're sick, they don't eat. And my dogs love food. I don't even know if I could say that out loud. Um, they'll get up and they think they're going to get fed. So our bodies know this and nature knows this, and we go against ourselves when we listen to the old paradigm. Now, that belief system came from people that were full of war, that were immigrants, that were fleeing countries. It makes sense that they had that kind of mentality. But we took that on as if we're still going there. And there's no lack, especially in this country. There's no lack of food. There's no lack of services bringing you food. Amazon Prime, Instacart, you have Walmart that's open 24/7. Like, you're never going to go hungry here. So we have this trifecta of like this quick fix mentality with this old paradigm, and food being part of any emotion, good or bad, all the time. And it just, no wonder we are an overweight, especially in this country, an overweight society. Because it's like, eat when you're happy, eat to celebrate, eat when you're sad, eat because somebody, like you
Eat
said,
because you're
has a
bored.
bored, eat because you're stressed. Like, you're never going to take the
Mm-hmm.
circumstance away. It's never going to be the perfect circumstance for you to be like, you know what? It's perfect. I don't need to eat because everything's perfect in my life. That doesn't exist. We're not here for that. We're here for a human experience. So, right. So but yeah, my mom would tell me, we're going to so and so's house. You better eat everything there, finish everything on your plate. If I didn't have seconds, she would get upset, because that meant her model of the world meant that she wasn't a good enough mom. when I was doing this work and I was about 40 pounds down at the time, I remember going to Florida and seeing my mom, and she made this cauliflower pizza because I wanted cauliflower pizza because I'm gluten free. And she made so much of it that she just wanted me to eat the whole entire thing. And I'm like, I'm trying to mind some of the things I teach, of knowing when it's enough, when I'm really hungry, like really tapping into those feelings. And I have like a way of showing people how to do this. And I'm like doing my own inner work. Of course, she doesn't know that. But first of all, she's already telling me, you're thin enough, you don't need to lose more weight. What's wrong with you? Like she's literally screaming at me almost. And I adore my mother. She's one of my best friends. But she has this old mechanism, right? And she's like, what are you trying to prove? 40 pounds is enough. And I'm like, thank you for that. Like the same way that you tell me now it's enough, when I was gaining the weight, you also had something to complain about. So I will say when it's enough, I have my goal. And until I reach that goal, or until I feel really good in my body and I feel that that work is complete, I'm going to keep going. So she kept feeding me, and she got like screaming at me that I should be finishing, like 5 slices of pizza. And I'm like, I'm literally getting sick. And I saw in like a moment, when you're like a movie plays in your brain, when you're like seeing them, like you had the rose colored glasses are off and you're seeing what she's doing, right? And I'm like, no wonder I've been overweight for over 15 years. That is what I heard my whole life. And now my primal brain took it like is a fact. And it just goes on, whether my mom is there or not. It just goes on into efficiency mode because that's what the primal brain does. Perfect. Like I saw fireworks that day and I'm like, I know exactly what to do. And I'm going to stop people pleasing her with food and be like, you could be mad. And I understand why you're mad from your perspective. And I love you, but no, I'm not having any more because it's not my job through food to show you what a wonderful mother you are.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. No, because
Yeah.
by doing you're helping them.
Yeah.
By doing us, we're helping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were both overweight. I just made them lose 40 pounds.
Nice.
Because
how
they
were
were
they?
walking around and their knees were hurting them, and they had a trip to Europe, and Europe doesn't have a lot of elevators everywhere, and they had to do a lot of stairs. And I go, everything that you guys are doing, you're going to have to listen to me if you want to lose weight, because if not, the inflammation is not going to go down, and your knees are hurting because you're having so much weight and your knees can't do it anymore. So if you want to keep traveling, which they do, and they did listen to me, and they went through my protocol, and it didn't go through my whole program, but I just told them how to switch things around and change them around. And she did notice, she's like, I noticed that I'm only hungry when I'm bored. When I'm busy, I'm not hungry. Well, that's not true hunger. That's the brain telling you to eat because of boredom. Right. And they both lost.
Go visit your fridge.
What is it?
Go visit your fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see from what we're talking about, like this is all the same for all of us, exactly, and didn't come from like bad place. That came actually from love, but little bit
Twisted.
twisted.
Yeah.
So it's definitely game changing, realizing that we should eat only when we need it, and that if we really need it, that it's tiny amount of what we eat during a day. So
Yeah.
And it's also like what you feel, what your body is asking.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
when you're hungry.
yes,
Like this time, I used to work on yachts. So I suffered because it was like lunchtime is at 12. All like one. I understand it is what it is. You have to, but it was so hard for the body because it's like 12 lunch, 6 o'clock dinner, boom,
yeah.
boom, kind of
Also,
like
Eating, yeah,
regimented.
eating late. Like I remember back in Poland, we used to eat dinner. It was like 3, 4 o'clock p.m. That's it. And later, if you're hungry, you ate. You have some apple or pear or whatever was available at the time,
Cup of
and
tea.
yeah, and you didn't stuff yourself before you go to bed. Like
Right.
the breakfast was important, the lunch was important, but the dinner also that wasn't like a big plate. It was just fill you up, but not stuff you up. So
Yeah.
definitely, and all those diets, I remember, like after me having kids and things like this, I was trying to go and just have some kind of diet to lose the weight, and just being busy with kids, I lost the weight anyway. So, and yeah, this is all in our head again.
Yeah, it is. And if we keep recreating our grandparents and our parents' experience with their belief system that now is ingrained in us, then we're going to keep living in the past. And I don't want to do that anymore with any of it. I don't want to make the same money that they made. I don't want to have the same belief systems that, and loving belief systems, but a lot of them out of fear of don't start your own business, just be careful, just get a job because that's job security. And it's like, it's not. It's not.
Fear.
Yeah, it's fear. It's all fear based. And yes, it's coming from a loving place, but it's also coming from a very old mentality that they had to undergo. And I believe they didn't have obviously all the information that we have today, and they weren't living in today's world. So totally understandable. Um, but in order to see that, is like what I teach my clients is like, what is the result of that kind of line of thinking? Has the result of that kind of line of thinking proved to you what you want from this life? And if it's a no, then we can evolve. We can think new thoughts. We could change our belief systems. We can rewire our brain. And that's what I do for them, because that's not necessarily the scenario that all of us are living in anymore, but we're acting like if it is. So we have to be brave enough to want to change it for our lifetime, and show others that it's possible for them too. And I think that's why I got stuck with 55 pounds overweight, because it took me forever to figure this out, all this information out. But once I figured it out, I unlocked it and I was never the same. I went straight for it. And I'm an example of what's possible in that category of my life. Not in every category, but this one for sure, right? People are like, how did you do it? Because it's been 8 years. So I haven't just lost it. You know, that's it. I have the power now, right? I'm not a victim anymore.
That's your just lifestyle.
Yeah, the brain has to put it into a lifestyle. So I
Yeah.
tell my clients, if you're doing a diet or a drug, how long are you going to be on a diet or a drug? Because as soon as you're done with that, you're going to go back to your old brain and your old ways, because that's how the brain.
Old belief
Correct.
system, which most of the time they are really making us feel powerless.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
you're going back to powerless, like you said, until you find the next quick fix. What I offer, some people might say it might take a little longer, which it doesn't, because in the long run, you're going straight to what works. So not only are you losing it faster, but then you don't have to regain it again. So, or you just want to be on the hamster wheel nonstop. So if it's not sustainable, if it doesn't align with you and your lifestyle, what do you think you're going to keep it? You're not going to keep it. The brain won't let you keep it. So we got to do that holistic work of brain. Understanding the brain is huge. Most of us have this machinery that we don't understand. It's sabotaging us 90% of the time, not on purpose. Again, I like
To
to say,
protect us.
Yeah.
huh?
It's to protect us. The same
Correct,
with the
100%.
parents, it's based on fear and control. Controlling, afraid to let go
Hmm.
because it's gonna be taken away. Something bad is gonna happen. So we were
Yeah,
overprotected.
Taking
We were
away,
controlled.
yeah, taking away what we know, even if it's not good, and
Yeah.
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 And
Um,
and
I
like
want to
Hmm.
add,
and like Georgina said to the beginning, it's like the overweight, everybody can see it, so we can't cover it up. It is, and the overweight shows really our emotional state.
yeah,
So that, and like we all talk about right now, is just we need to change if we feel like, of course, our belief system.
yeah. And the brain's trying to keep us safe, but when it comes to health and wellness and weight gain, we got to look at that machinery because we got to reverse engineer. Because I've helped people with all types of diabetes, cancer, all kinds um, of inflammatory responses in the body, which inflammation leads to disease. So we wanna look at that because that safety might kill us. And I literally had a friend pass away from a diabetic coma. They just kept chopping his fingers and his toes, and he still wasn't getting it. And his rock bottom was passing. He passed this past year, 2023. And it's very sad to see because you feel like maybe I should have done more, or maybe, I should be speaking out more. But some people just have to hit the ultimate rock bottom. And it's so sad because literally this stuff could kill you. When we go to like 300 pounds, or when we go to like a highly inflamed body.
Yeah, sometimes we listen, but we don't really hear it.
Yeah.
And this is what it is most of the
Yeah.
time.
It's not fun. Being overweight is not fun, and being sick
Mm.
is not fun.
And
you know,
also, you don't have to do it alone because you hear it, but you might also be listen, but you don't have, you gave your power away for so long that you're helpless. You
Yeah.
you feel like you don't have the will to get up, and you also have the fogginess, and you don't know even where to begin because you're so deep in the mud.
yeah. Yeah.
So that's why it's like just sharing that you are not alone. You don't have to do this alone. There is like
Help.
there is help everywhere. Just
Yeah.
reach
Yeah.
out, say help. That's one of my things. This is like help.
I,
Give
I
it help.
totally I totally believe in like getting help, getting, when we want to work out and like get really buff, we hire a fitness coach or a
Yeah.
trainer, right? This is the same thing. And this is even more important to get a mentor or a coach that really knows their stuff, that gives you a holistic approach, that doesn't give you the quick fix, that tells you how it is, that helps you see your brain and the blind spots that we all have. And that's how you go faster, and that accountability.
And living it, you are living example of things can be done, and they can be done permanently. When maybe I should say it, but I'm going to say it. If you if you go see your doctor, help you with your weight, and the doctor is overweight,
100%.
No comments.
it's no comment.
That's it.
But it's like
100%.
I think just like being true to yourself and being a living example. This is that's the right help.
Yeah. There's no coincidence that I had to go through this myself.
No, it's part of your journey.
It's like
Yeah.
for all of us.
You
We
know?
all go through some stuff to learn for ourselves.
And for others to serve,
Yes.
right? Because I'm the type of person that I don't teach stuff that I haven't gone through myself, even though I'm a life coach, and a lot of coaches do teach stuff that they haven't gone through, and maybe they're successful at it, and that's fine. I'm just the type of person that I'm going to take you through the journey that I've been through and that I overcame and that I was successful at. I'm not gonna take people through something that I haven't done myself. It doesn't align with my integrity as a human being.
You're
I just stay
authentic.
quiet.
You're authentic. So it's just when you speak, there is essence, there is proof. The
Yeah.
proof is in the pudding, and you're the
Yeah.
pudding.
Yeah, I'm not putting, no pun intended.
You did it.
You did. You did.
So any questions that your fans and subscribers might have that you guys feel that is something that I haven't talked about, or they might need more information on?
I think definitely they can reach out to you.
Yeah.
And if they go and look at it, all the sites, you have out there, people can have their own questions.
But as well at the same time, because not everybody that is watching now, listening now, watch those. So definitely encourage going and watching the interview we had with you, Georgina.
Yeah.
Lots of wonderful, powerful information there. But still, right now, since we're here and we're having such a delightful, yummy chat conversation, can you tell us a bit in a nutshell or two about your work? And like for all people, some that are scientifically wired and some that are not. So kind of like, can you tell us a bit how you work? Because you touched on bits and bobs today, but a bit
And
more.
last time, yes.
And last time too. But if there is anything that you can, make it simple, digestible for the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. So the very first thing I work with people is their mindset. So I teach them this tool that I was certified in, that they could self-coach themselves and have self-awareness of what's going on when I'm not around. Obviously, when they're being coached by me, and it usually happens once a week for 12 weeks, I want to give them their power. A lot of coaches don't give them like a self-coaching tool because they want to keep, repeating the same clients or whatever. I want to give people their power. So here's just how I self-coach myself, and this is what I learned, and this is how I'm coaching you when I'm coaching you in my sessions. So I give them that tool, session one. It's an amazing awareness tool that lets you know where you're going and what the results of where you're leading are. From there, hopefully they use that tool throughout. The more they use that tool, the more things will unfold for them in the most beautiful way. Then from there, we work for a couple more sessions after that on understanding the brain, the different dopamine that happens in the brain with different foods. I like to say that there's really no bad foods. I don't like deprivation. I don't like resistance and like white knuckling something. So I basically help people understand what foods are releasing that dopamine high. From there, they are the ones that choose those foods, but really those foods should be 10% of the time instead of 90% of the time. And 90% of the time, I teach them how to get fat adapted, which is basically your body's natural way of going after the fat you already have. So once we do that, the body goes to work by itself. You don't need to get any drug. This is literally what I teach is what the drugs are doing. They're mimicking it, right? But I'm teaching you the power. Here you go. No drug needed. So you get fat adapted. And the beautiful thing is that your body just goes after its own stored fat. It's keeping the fat because our ancestors needed the fat to run from a lion. We don't need that fat anymore. We're sitting on our butts and there's no lion coming. And we have food everywhere, right? So we don't need to keep it anymore. But our bodies don't know that. Our brains don't know that. So we want to kind of like biohack your brain, biohack your hormones. So that happens naturally. Once you balance your hormones, not only are you losing weight, but you're feeling like $1,000,000. You're feeling like $1,000,000. Then what happens towards the middle and end of this work is the emotional work. That's when it all comes up. Just like anything else, right? It's that messy middle. And it's nothing has gone wrong. It's the same emotions you were feeling before, but you were camouflaging them with food. It's not that those emotions were not there yet before. We're just, unraveling the emotions because now you're not going emotionally, you're not going for the food to solve for your problems or your issues or your circumstances. So once we do that, then you're at the other end. And again, I give you all the tools so that from the 12 weeks, some people, that are obviously you can't lose 100 pounds in 12 weeks, and it's not even healthy to do that. Even the doctors can't even take out 100 pounds from your body at once, all at once, because your body will just freak out. So from 12 weeks, maybe you still have more weight to lose. So from there, on my last session, we find out where we're at now, what else needs to be done. We have all the tools now. We're not guessing. We're not throwing spaghetti at the wall anymore. We're not overwhelmed. Now they could keep going by themselves. And then I teach them, if you want to keep losing weight, this is your protocol. And this protocol is like, you could have different variations of your diet. I've gone through vegans and carnivores and all kinds of people, right? So it's for everybody. It's all about balancing hormones when it comes to weight loss. It's not about counting calories or macros or anything like that. I just roll my eyes of anybody that does that. It's just BS. So it's all about balancing your hormones. And once we're done with that, it's like, if you lost the weight, great. This is how we're going to maintain it. This is your protocol to maintain. Also, you're going to have different protocols for, like, when you go on vacation or holidays, maybe you want to have a little extra. That's fine. What is your cap? From there, I have a cap of 5 pounds. I do not let myself more than 5 pounds go up when I go to any given, like, 3 weeks in Europe or whatever, right? So I come back. When that happens, I come back and I teach this. It's like, okay, great. I gained 5 pounds. I know exactly why I gained 5 pounds. I overate. I had more wine and I had more of whatever, right? So then I come back to a protocol that stabilizes me back to the 90-10. I drop the 5 pounds right away. Like, sometimes it takes me 2 days. And then I go on my maintenance protocol, which I have what I call more joys, maybe 2 or 3 instead of 1. And it maintains me to the weight that I am, and I'm never overweight again.
Oh,
It's
Simple.
simple. I love it.
simple until the brain and the emotions get involved. That's why the life coaching part is so important. And that's why where I went through this whole messy world of losing the weight comes into play. And that's where, as humans, we lose it, because the brain's going to do whatever the brain's going to do. And if you don't have somebody watching your brain and you don't know how to watch your own brain, it's going to come back to the same old results that you did before. So that's the part that really, the information is super easy and super simple. The work is the coaching component, the emotion component, the changing the mind, the rewiring the brain. That is the work that I get paid to do, really.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you also, when you speak with your clients and such, because this is fantastic, but there are also people, how they just take the bull by their horn, or we've lived in a society where everything is fast, 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 go, 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 rush, 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 and being hard on yourselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like what I'm hearing is be gentle with yourself, right?
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
patient, be
Yeah.
patient, be loving, and actually take the time to breathe. Give yourself the
Yeah.
space from running and chasing, like
And
being.
yeah, accept that you are in this process right now.
Yeah, accepting where you are and the circumstances around you, because not, the circumstances around they don't change overnight. Sometimes they do, but
Mm.
most of the times they
Really,
don't.
they don't. Right.
So it
Yeah.
takes time.
It could be the most loving journey, right? For the first time in your life, instead of being a judgment, beat up, self-worth issues. And again, that's why the coaching comes in, and the self-coaching comes in. It's like you're unraveling all that as you're going through the 12 weeks. And by the time you're done, if you've done the work, you come out the other end, that next version of yourself that is so beautiful and loving. And I like to tell people, like, take your judgment and turn it into curiosity. Because if you do that, like, your whole world will unfold.
Yeah, become curious. We just
Mhm.
had a talk recently. It's like
Mhm.
become curious about life. Just become
Mhm.
curious
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stay in that joy and just breathe.
Yeah. It could be a beautiful journey. And if you're going to go through it, why not have the beautiful journey instead of going through
Hell.
right hell. Exactly.
And beating yourself up and
Yeah.
Because it's all in your mind, really, right? Like I see people that have to lose 10 pounds and people that have to lose 100 pounds, and they both have the same feelings.
Mm-hmm.
They both think it's like the worst thing in the world. And how am I going to get out of this? First of all, it didn't take you overnight to gain it. It's not going to take your body overnight to lose it, right? So what's the point of beating yourself up, whether it's 10 or 100? Just let's learn the tools, change from the inside out, and you'll never have to revisit this again.
enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to be at, right? I didn't want to, enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride of
And we are go back to what we were talking to the beginnings. Like if you choose that slow paced and discovering yourself and going to the roots, why, what happened, where you are, and how you can, in a beautiful slow pace, change that.
Yeah,
I think this is what it's about, really.
yeah. And then that is the lasting change when you do it like that.
and it's so rewarding
Mm-hmm.
because you
It is
see the value of you
Yourself,
and
yeah.
yourself, the value, the power, the
Definitely the
love,
inner strength and the
that
inner power, yeah.
inner strength, and the new relationship with yourself and with your
Mhm.
body.
Yeah. My integrity with myself is high.
It's
Because-
like the boundaries kick into gear
Mhm.
automatically, naturally,
Yeah.
because you feel yourself,
Yeah.
and your body is the best compass, right?
Mhm.
100%. Yeah, it's the most beautiful work I've ever done. And it unfolded other beautiful treasures in my life that I never thought it would. Helping other beings do the same, building a business based on service and integrity and, things that actually work from the inside out and going against the grain. I've always kind of gone against the grain. It's just kind of my personality. And then again, it unfolded into relationships. It unfolded into my business thriving. It unfolded into so many things that I would have never known that just losing weight was going to get me here. You know what I'm saying? Like in so many areas. I thought it was just losing weight when I started. I thought it was just, I want to take it out forever. I never want to regain it again. That was my big why. And little did I know that it would just take me to just to be a totally different human being in every area. It's amazing. It's magical work. It really is. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And it's hard to put it into marketing terms. It's hard for me to put it in a sales page. It's so hard for me to do that.
Then don't.
People don't
Then
get it.
don't.
They hear
Then
this, right?
don't.
People don't
I
get
think I think all of us, I mean, just all of us,
We're
are
the
more
same.
authentic, and we are kind of going against the grain
Yeah.
and against the old belief system and programming. It's like we are in a new territory, so it's hard to, maybe not hard, it's just different
Use the word,
put
yeah.
what we want to do in a kind of still the old fashioned marketing tools, and just show people that the help is there, and it's just different but actually works.
Do you know what? I have an idea. You are the pioneer, like you
Mhm.
against the grain, the same for us.
Yeah.
So the old way, it's hard because you're not meant to do it the old way.
Mhm.
Right.
The
You
hard
came
way.
up the hard way, the old way, the hard way, the old way. You're not meant to. We're not meant to do the marketing that way, because that's why the universe, that's why the body is, there is this, perhaps maybe the resistance, or perhaps the universe is just throwing boulders at you, or some, because it's like a communicating. It's like, no, this is go deeper, because
Mhm.
you've created, you've tapped into this, this fountain of youth of lost way, for you, for example,
Mhm.
you're Georgina, you've
Yeah.
created, you've tapped into your wisdom, your inner wisdom, you brought this up to the surface, you're supporting and helping many others, right, collective. So again, tap deeper and create, spread this joy with everyone else in a unique
Your
way,
way.
your way, your unicorn way.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, we're creating,
Yeah.
because it's like I feel the very strong call to like be be us, authentic, and create a new path, new way to communicate, to share, to help, to be seen and known.
That's why we are always inviting beautiful people in.
Yes.
People who have done so much work with themselves, and they are the examples. And through their life changing, they are able to help others.
You are the marketer. You know, when you stand up, when you talk, the passion is felt. The essence of you, you know, is felt, is heard. So it's like, yes. Yes. Keep saying yes.
I definitely tap into humans, and I feel most aligned, as you taught me, when I'm co-creating with people like yourselves and like-minded people, and when I'm apparently in a stage, which I never knew before, or connecting with people in real time. It really is how my best marketing is done, and it's 100% authentic. Like, I just, there's no reason to not be. I don't like sales tactics. I don't like pushing people to something they don't need. I don't believe in any of that. So
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work for me. It goes against, like, it's my resistance when I try to do that. And it takes all of me to go against that, because marketing now tells you otherwise, right?
But that's the old marketing.
That's what I'm saying. That's the old energy. Yeah. And we cannot you're bringing in new energy, new frequency, new wisdom.
And like you said, from the old, nothing new can't happen. So we have to.
So like you're going deeper. So it's like from the old with weight loss, the same with bringing your work. So that's for everybody who is listening right now. You're creating, you're tapping into newness. So nothing, you know, it's like the way it's coming out.
And it's new. That's why it feels like, you know, like unknown. I don't know what to do with that, but it works. That's what matters.
How I see you as well, for example, the more you are there connecting with people, sharing your story, sharing your heart, it's like you're creating this magnetic vortex, and opportunities and people and everything will unfold. So it's like, you know, just get out of the way, enjoy the ride, you know, and just the same for all of us, really, but trusting what we're being guided.
Yeah. I definitely want to connect with more of those beings that are going through the same thing that I went through, and that I could help them get to the other side from the inside out. And they're sick of the old ways.
In an easy, effortless way.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's my mantra for everything these days. Easy. I want this and that. Easy, effortless, joy, easy, effortless.
Easy on myself.
Easy on yourself. Yes.
Yeah, because what's the point? Again, the same thing as weight loss. What's the point of going through business when you're beating yourself up? It's exhausting.
But the results are not that, because you're just shutting down and you're just putting yourself in the corner. So it's like,
and it's more judgment and more other stuff.
So it's like we just got more judgment. So it's like the weight loss, but you can actually apply what you're learning, what you're teaching, Georgina. You can actually apply it to all aspects of your life.
Yeah, and I have, and it takes. It's funny because how you do anything is how you do everything, right? And now it's new devil, new level. I'm sorry for the lines, but it's the truth. It's like I gotta just bring it up to the next level. It's like I gotta do that inner work even more in the marketing, so I could align with who I am and not the old paradigm of what we've been taught. And that's my work right now. And I'm taking everything I learned from weight loss and putting it into that.
Because you did this for yourself, for anybody else. You didn't lose the weight for somebody else, or something. You lost the weight for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why that stays with you, because that's your lifestyle right now.
And it's a superpower.
It is. It has been. I'm really blessed that I'm really blessed from the struggle. Like, I'm so grateful that I went through the struggle, because I wouldn't be this person today, for sure.
For sure. So, for all of us. For all of us. We have to go through some stuff, but your story is beautiful, and it's unique because you are unique. You tapped into your own inner power and inner strength, and you are where you are right now, being successful person.
Happy,
Yes.
joyous,
Mhm.
and inspiring to so many.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. You
And
guys
it-
are so lovely.
And it's such a pleasure, joy, fun to have you here today. And thank you for all your wisdom and, magic, wisdom, and energy. Thank you for
Likewise.
co-creating this.
For sharing with us your experiences.
And so, of course, all your information, Georgina, I'm going to add it into the description for whoever is listening. And if they want to connect one-on-one with you or, dive into the programs that you offer, it will all be there. And please comment, if you like this conversation, please subscribe to the channel, share it, because it helps the channel grow.
Yes.
So these messages, this wisdom, this, the love can be spread with others.
Yeah.
So, so thank you so much again, Georgina.
Thank you.
Much
you. I'm honored.
love. Many
Honored and it's a
blessings.
pleasure.
And when
Same here.
Same here. Yes, same here. And if you find any jewels within the new marketing ways, share them with the world.
Yes.
I will.
I'll-
That's my next phase.
And we can have another chat.
That's the thing. It's like share it with the world.
Sure.
Happily
sure.
have you here.
Yeah.
For sure. I seem to be the guinea pig in a lot of situations, so here I go.
I would call it differently. You're the pioneer.
Pioneer. That's so much better. That's so much better phrase.
Yeah.
You are the pioneer. So
That's what I am.
all right. Well, thanks a lot. So thanks again, and much love, everyone. Speak to you soon. Take care.
Thank you.